Yeah, you better light that candle. Light that candle, Ray Munoz, on a Monday morning. Light up your candle. Share your flowers and your scents with the people.
Oh.
What's up, the people? It's us. We're here. Oh, Paul's got a candle.
I got a candle.
I've got a candle.
Get that candle.
Just reach behind me for a casual crystal.
Yo, that.
Bam.
Oh, did it work? Whoa!
Crystal.
Whoa!
Cool.
Dang!
That's how we do it here.
Do you have that taped on your? Do you have that taped on your back like John McClane from Die Hard?
When somebody's like, "I don't know what to do with my life," I'm like, "Well, I surrender to the will of the fucking Malachite." Bam!
Tiger's eye.
Lick this, and prosperity will come to you.
I've been recharging in the moon for days.
Yes, this crystal is the one true crystal. All right, I don't know where Ray went, but we're playing the theme music.
Yeah. Do it. All right.
Cosmic Orange Oracle. We have been watching him strap crystals to his back like a spiritual assassin ever since.
Yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and Garfield is a Christmas strip. Join us as we plumb the depths of these three panels like the spider-hating, lasagna-loving tarot cards that they are.
This
is Mystic
Lasagna.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know
man.
It's a Christmas movie, Eyes Wide Shut.
Really?
100%.
Keep talking. We're three.
Everywhere.
There's three dudes on a podcast. Let's just talk about what's a Christmas movie and what's not for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And Donnie Darko. Let's just talk about Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Fucking Boondock Saints is a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fight Club's a Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, is it a New Year's movie?
It's about
maybe about New Year's. Yeah, there's some renewing in there.
Yeah, and there's like a big countdown at the end to an explosion. So yeah, and like you find yourself and realize who you are, and that like you got to be with like other people. I don't know.
Yeah, make resolution. Do new hobbies like making soap.
Yeah, I resolved to take down the government from the inside. Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. Oh my gosh. Well, Merry Christmas season. We're in it now, aren't we? It's the December times.
Yes, and welcome, Ray, to this Garfield Lasagnaste to you. How's Monday for all y'all?
Monday is a good day to be alive and to feel good about the rest of the week.
Yes, we're starting it out. I'm feeling good. I don't know. Are you guys like ready for winter? I guess it's technically not till the 21st, but
is it still fall? It's still
fall.
Sure. I enjoy this time. We were all hanging out Saturday night underneath a brilliant red Japanese maple tree, which was really lovely. And like, we haven't gotten nearly enough of that. I haven't gotten enough of the like leaf peepage, like cozy part of fall. Yeah. I think we're screaming into cold and wet, and cold and wet is sad for me. But like, I really enjoyed the colors and the slow death of nature.
Yeah.
As we all like yawn and go to sleep, and bears put on their little hats and make sleepy time tea.
I love those hats.
Yeah. I was in the rain yesterday morning, the cold rain down by Wall Street, and they were putting up the tree down there.
Oh,
and there were like these
just
two
gray.
Cranes, and it was like pouring rain, and there was a crowd out. And I thought, oh, how lovely and magical that people still come out in the rain and cold to see the tree lighting.
Yeah.
And as I walked closer, I noticed they were actually just taking pictures of the bull. You know, that big
the bull with the shiniest nuts around. Yeah.
So they were just taking pictures of the nuts.
Yeah.
Wow. Good job.
That bull has got bright shiny balls from all of the touching.
And that's the magic. That was the magic I felt. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, people are still humans.
Yeah, great.
People are still humans.
Season to season, no one changes that much. We all just want to fondle brass bull nards. That's what everyone wants to do. There's a weird one at Columbus Circle. There's like the little mall there in the Whole Foods, and you walk in, and there's a huge sculpture. It's like Earth Mother and like, you know, the old like Earth Goddess statue that's like the big weighty pendulous breasts.
Yes,
And then
yes.
there's
I've seen that.
opposite it you know, like Antonio Banderas used to like fight everybody in that 13th Warrior movie. Speaking of 13th Warriors, Christmas movie, 3 dudes on a podcast. Yeah, absolutely.
Christmas. Yeah.
There's a male equivalent as well standing next to it, and there's just a little penis. He's got about a baseball sized package, I'd say about 5 feet off the ground. And those
So
nuts,
dangerous.
you can see your fucking face in those nuts, man. I just watch people like, well, on the way to Whole Foods to get a hot buffet, let me touch some balls because I'm a person. And this isn't a museum, and there's nothing anywhere that says don't touch the statue's balls.
Man, I can't believe we're 5 minutes in and already balls. I gave my daughter these little chocolates that looked like Gelt, and I meant to say Gelt. I was like, "Hey, take some," but what came out was "have a schmeckle." And I was like, "What is?" And I didn't realize it. And then she's going, "Can I have another schmeckle?" I'm like, "Yeah." You want
Oh
schmeckle?
Lord!
Like,
Wait, are you of the Jewish persuasion?
well, it was you know, it was like in a little net bag. I think
Sure.
you're right. I think she ate them all, but you know, the
Yeah.
little gold
Oh
chocolates.
yeah, we all familiar.
Yeah. Anyway, I looked it up, and it's not a schmeckle.
No, a schmeckle's a dingle, right?
Yeah, it's a tiny penis.
Well, like a little schmeckle. Oh man.
Oh, no.
The things you teach your kids.
It
Well,
was an accident.
yeah, film that mess, get it on TikTok, get 1 million views.
Yeah.
She can
Turn it into
grow up
content.
as the schmeckle girl.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh man.
welcome to the show, Ray. Thanks so much for being here. This is, of course, a spirituality podcast. Clearly,
As you
we
may
talk
have
about
inferred.
spirituality and magic and getting in touch with the universe, and of course, the most powerful and potent way to do that, which is by looking at the world through the eyes of our orange oracle, Garfield the cat.
Yes.
We've had you on the show before. You've done a live show before, but we've got you here on record now. Do you have
Yeah.
a personal relationship with Garfield the cat at all?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you know, I grew up at the same time as y'all. I understand how the icon. Even the other day, I found myself a little upset because I watching? Was it CNN? It was something came on, and it was an ad for a Fox News show. Maybe I mentioned this to you, one of you, on Saturday night, called Gutfield, I think.
Oh.
And I think the anchor's name is Gutfield, something Andrew Gutfield, maybe.
Oh, Andrew Garfield. Okay.
Right, and he uses the Garfield orange sort of format look.
Oh, like the font, like the Cooper Black. What's it? Cooper Black.
yeah.
Bold?
Wow.
Cooper Bold?
Yeah,
wow.
Copper plate.
And I
Copper
was like,
plate.
No, it's Cooper.
Oh no! It felt so like, you know how like it's weird like when these like weed dispensary shops have like Looney Tunes on them. Like it's like
Not weird to me at all. That makes sense to me.
You love that? You're
dude,
into
are you
that?
kidding? You guys don't think Bugs Bunny is high as balls all the time? He's like, I know how I'll win.
Bugs is on cocaine.
I'll paint. You're right. Actually, Bugs is tweaking his balls off all the time. He's
Bugs
like,
is just
I know what I'll
ripping
do. I know what I'll
gator
do. I'll paint a fake tunnel and they'll
Yeah.
run through it and hit himself.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
and,
but that is jarring though when you see those cartoons in real life, or well, like people like co-opting the field.
yeah, it's
yeah.
like, what do you
Powerful.
like? Our kids thinking, oh, this guy likes Garfield. Let me watch this guy and become a Fox News lover.
Oh, interesting. That's the Happy Meal for Fox News. They're trying to like subtly get the kids. They're like, it's fun, it's cool, and the world is burning. Just to leave you with that. Just remember to be scared, kids.
Don't you guys
Of
love
everything.
lasagna? Also, the Democrats are the deep state.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
oh man, that's weird. It is
but-
weird to see it, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's everywhere. I mean, Garfield is this part of we're on a show that's part of Garfield becoming this weird, ubiquitous, like odd branching out thing that anyone can claim. You know, much like Jesus Christ. There's chill people that are like, you know, well, the people on Fox News are like, be afraid and love this guy, and other people are like, that's not what that guy's all about.
Right.
Yeah.
At your live show, I love your hats. I had a Garfield hat sort of at your live show when I did it. Your
That's
first
right. Yes.
orange cap with the letter G on it.
Yeah.
And I remember Alex was like, "Is that a gator hat?" Is that a Gator
Yeah,
hat?
I just assumed it was
You're like, no.
a Florida Gator hat. Yeah,
It was a Gap hat, but I called it a Garfield hat.
sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
This
Yeah,
is
no.
orange, but that's my car hat. So I keep a cap in the car, and that's in my glove compartment. You know, for when it's raining, I'll throw that on.
That is
So it's a
bad
car
moves.
hat.
Yeah.
Love a car hat. That's, I mean, well, yeah. I mean, like, so he's there. He's been around. You're familiar with Garfield in all the same
Yeah.
ways, the classic ways. We don't need to parse it.
Did
Nothing
you read him in
particular.
newspapers too? Did you see him the newspaper Sunday paper stuff?
Oh,
Yeah.
sure,
Okay.
for sure. Garfield, and I think we talked about this in the live show too, and Heathcliff, but that's another show.
That's right.
It's a different show. We're not averse to
But-
Heathcliff here. He's just
Yeah.
got a very different vibe, you know.
Totally.
Like Heathcliff is scrapping out in the streets
rascal,
all the time. Yeah,
Total rascal.
he's a gang leader. He's a community organizer. He's also like an element of chaos, and like, you know, he's terrorizing the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Garfield is ready to party, famously, if you listen to his intro song from the 90s cartoon, but also he like the party is eat fucking pasta till you fall over and chill as hard as you can.
Yeah, poor Heathcliff
what
is just scrapping like little bits off fish bones.
I just remembered the Halloween Garfield special is really cool. Where he goes trick or treating with Odie.
Yes, definitely. And
Next
he's all
October,
of it.
you can come on and talk to us about the Halloween special. Yeah, we just went through it. It's bonkers, man.
It's pretty nuts. Old men, pirate ghosts. It's awesome.
Yeah, they're in the attic, and I haven't seen.
They come out of the floor. They get it's just great. And like it's also like Garfield saying proof positive that like the supernatural exists. None of it was a trick of the mind or anything weird. It's like he went and fought some fucking ghosts. Yeah, it's great.
Goblins are real. Yeah.
Speaking of ghosts and spirits being real and fighting them, do you have like religious or spiritual practices of your own that you engage in these days,
or just
grew up with
that you like
any
to
rituals?
do? Yeah.
Great question. I do think and meditate. I do.
A lot of people think without meditating, and it gets ugly.
Right. So I was raised Catholic, but eventually started
Blood magic,
that was like
heavy
that was a
metal.
gateway. Yeah,
Very
that was like
cool.
a gateway god to other gods.
I love the idea of that so much. The Catholicism is a gateway to like whack ball magic, because that's anytime somebody who is intensely Christian. I've got a very good friend of mine right now who is he's a guy I'm in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign with, who's an Episcopal priest, and I keep referring to him as a wizard, and he does not enjoy it at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my dude, you are putting on fucking robes and doing spells all the time. You're lighting candles and saying magic words, making shit. Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah,
That's Gandalf shit, bruh.
I just got a friend request on Facebook from a cousin that I'm not really that I haven't really spoken to in a while. But his Facebook name is Pastor Munoz. It was like PTR dot. I was like, oh, that must be the pastor.
Does he like pork a whole lot? Is it maybe that? Is it Pastor Munoz?
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. But I don't think so, because it was pretty heavily spiritually guided. And I was like, good for you. That's so cool. I mean, I think like stand-up comedy is basically like wizards up there.
How are you anything other than a preacher? You're fucking standing up and like sharing your worldview and like
it's
personal experience with the human condition with a bunch of people, for sure.
I mean, even music, if you're up there with like what you do.
Definitely.
I mean, Alex, like I know, like sometimes we play songs for kids and we're playing Wheels on the Bus, but it's like the same thing as like any band and playing any music to any people. Like I watched this Wiggles documentary. You know the Wiggles, Australian.
I know. Yeah, of course.
Please. There's a great doc on them, and there's a reunion because they've been around for like 20 years.
Yeah,
and there's a stadium filled with adults doing the kid songs sincerely, like doing the Propeller and doing the Dinosaur or whatever. Yeah. And it was like, whoa, we're all children. Like we just.
I mean, I play Shake Your Sillies Out, right, all the time to kids, and like that, I think is you. I mean, like Rafi wrote that. Like it didn't exist until Rafi was like, I'll do that. And then at some point I like got real high or something. It was like, I'm gonna write a song about a fucking beluga whale. I'm gonna write a song about a beluga whale that is gonna be seared into the American consciousness for generations.
He just said apples and bananas wrong once. And he's like,
oot.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picked up a banana and was like, and you know, like, yeah, and it brings people together. Everybody. I mean, what's more universal than somebody pretending to talk on the phone with a banana? And I wonder if you can do that anymore because phones don't look like that.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, they don't. Kids don't do this anymore.
More things,
they do this.
I guess, right? You can just use more stuff.
I use this as a way with kids to be like this is like my thing, like so it's nonverbal, like a shaka, right?
Yeah,
cool. And I say, you know, ring ring, pick up the phone. Hello, who is it? Oh, hang up the phone. It's not to play the French horn. Oh, drink out of the weird bottle. Glug 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 glug.
Oh,
full horns, chin hairs. You know, there's all sorts of like weird things.
Powerful finger magics from Ray Munoz.
Yeah, for sure.
This is streaming video.
Just straight up gnarly. Yeah. Yeah, for all you audio listeners, it's the gnarly emoji. It's the surfs up.
Ray at the bar you missed. We got into this literal bit with some stranger at the bar. We just started. I did this thing. And this guy walked over and was like, this dude walked over and was like, how do you do that? And like I taught him how to do it, and then we just got into like we were doing it was like what all weird stuff can you do with your hand?
Yeah. And then like 10 minutes passed. He like left, 10 minutes passed, and we're like, oh, Will, remember this? Remember the dove with the linking your thumbs? You can do the bird. You can do the bird, remember?
Yeah.
What powerful magics, right? Like, that's definitely. And there are people who sit around and dedicate their lives to like, you know, hand puppetry. Great.
And sleight of hand magic. Yep. Straight up magic with hands.
Wait, this is sort of on part of what this podcast is. I was just I just saw some meme this morning that was like, Mr. Hands was a children's show. I don't know if you're familiar. I just that was canceled after the first episode because it displayed satanic images.
What is Mr. Hands?
I did not look it up yet, so that's as far as I got.
That's wild. What do you think the satanic hand is? It? I'm imagining it's like you know how Stickly from Nickelodeon was just like a little Stickly. Is it just? I feel like it's Mr. Hands is just all hands, right? Like labyrinth style, like making faces. It's all like, everyone's like,
oh, I love that labyrinth bit.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. Mr. Hands Tales from the Internet. It's just the internet's just insists that I mean Mr. Bill.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, also Mr. Hands could.
Well, Mr. Hands is the
like
bad guy in the Mr. Bill show, but that's from SNL.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I just before I got on, or it wasn't just before I got on, it was earlier. But let's see, where did I end up? Oh, yeah. The internet brought me to the Enumclaw horse sex case.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. I remember that one. That's the Mr. Hands. I just saw that when I Googled it and I was like, why is that in my head? And then I was like, oh my God, I remember Mr. Hands. This dude was fucking horses. He was fucking horses in the holler and he was fucking horses that weren't his. And he should have ought to not have been. And I think he got in trouble or died. I don't know. Oh, no. It's one of those things that like was really in the zeitgeist for a minute. And
when
it was
we were in college.
We were in college. And like, I remember hearing a lot about and learning about, and then I think my brain was like, we need space for other things.
Sorry,
I must have
listeners.
blacked that out. Yeah.
Have some fun Googling that. But you know, we've been on that note, like, should we maybe get ourselves some, like, speaking of having space in our brains for more wisdom, should we maybe
for the real stuff?
Should we maybe head to gakamix.com and consult the field and do the thing that we do, give Ray a comic strip reading?
Let's do it.
Yeah, Ray, is there an area in your life right now that you're looking for wisdom specifically in? You got young kids. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it can be as vague.
You might be on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. Maybe it's to surrender, maybe
Ooh.
like some act of surrendering. Um,
Yes.
I'm pretty tired. So and I keep thinking I'm gonna
Just please let me stop.
I'm pretty.
you
Not.
know?
I mean, listen.
Yeah, being
You're going
open,
to. This is a
right?
good source to go to for like chilling out.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, it's very like meditative, like you were talking about, like just like being. I feel like Garfield starts a lot of his strips in sort of the Buddha kind of receiving the universe pose.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like it. Well, so you're
Yeah.
looking for
All right,
some
that's good.
advice on sort of how to surrender. You're looking for like a Taoist sort of surrender, like to the flow, to the like
Accept, yes,
energies, like
accepting.
instead of trying to like fight your way through like life, just like the like not bad float, but good float.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to go with the flow and not feel like I'm fighting against the current all the time.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh, the
I like
current.
that.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right. Well, let's give the mighty face of Go a little wink here. As one, can we all wink back? Hi, buddy. And here we are. So yeah, we're gonna slam this random button here. We ready? Everyone feels sufficiently grounded and ready to accept the
Yes.
wisdom of the field.
Yes.
Here we go. Give us the flow. Random.
Flow.
Flow, river, flow.
Yeah, baby. Get out of here, ad. Nobody wants you. All right.
Oh,
February
February
6th,
6th.
2023 from this year.
Wow. We rarely get ones this advanced.
So recent.
And it's a
I
Monday.
like that. It's a Monday. I like
which is
that
extra
you
powerful.
Right.
I mean, we were just talking about winter and stuff too, right? I mean, this is it,
Yeah.
right? Let's just read through it really quick. Garfield at the window, which is interesting. We talk a lot about like suits in Garfield comic books. There's portals.
Portal.
There's portals, adversaries, food, and toys. And this is definitely like portals, which is a like intellectual suit, right? You're looking through something really like this is a thinky, heady strip. It's Monday, Garfield says, standing at the window looking out, not curled up in the window, not
just
luxuriating.
Up, yeah.
He is looking at the world and receiving information.
Yeah, and he's very passive. He's pretty low-lidded, so he's coming to it with, I think at first, kind of a neutral attitude.
I mean, it's Monday is not, it's a fact.
Yeah.
It's Monday. Sometimes I'm tired, there's a lot to do. Like it's just what there is.
Yeah.
And in the second panel, we see it begins to talk. It's February.
Stuff is assaulting the window.
And it's
yeah.
And it's hailing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got hail. We've got hail hitting the window. Essentially hitting Garfield in the face as he's trying to look out.
Yeah.
I like that. He's protected intellectually, right? By that portal itself, by the pane of glass. Like you're just like, which happens to me when I find that I'm like tired or overwhelmed and I'm like looking at the world. And especially like we've got these handy dandy little screens and things. And you look at it, you're just like, oh, talk. I'm just being assaulted constantly. Tick tock.
Yeah.
Just time is marching down. You're not doing enough with your life. You're not going to interesting restaurants, and your child is there, and you need to have children.
Content.
It's February, and it's hailing. And then I love that he doesn't. The third panel here is he gets away from the portal, right? He just leaves. He's like looking at the thing, like, what should I be doing out there?
Well, he withdraws even further into his very safest of all places.
Yeah,
the box.
Yeah, back into the bed, which is, I think we've talked about as more a toy than anything else for him. He's got a bunch of stuff going in there. He loves the bed, and he says 3 strikes and I'm out. Beautiful. Monday, February, it's hailing. I'm done, and this is a not so subtle, I think, answer to your like, how do I surrender? It's like you surrender, man.
Forward. Yeah. But without disassociating, I feel like, right? Maybe I don't know if he's fully disassociating because he's there, he's at the portal, and then he just chooses to go back to like a further portal. The box is almost like time travel, right? Too.
Sure.
Like, is a
sleep is time travel.
Time.
Yeah, where you just like you're just gonna bamf to like the other side of it. But it's not like it's like I'm not gonna go out there and engage with things that I can't do anything about, right? It's Monday, that's just time. right? None of us can do anything about the flow of time. It's February, it's still time, and it's hailing. That's weather. That's an act of fucking God. Like, all right, I cannot do anything about these things, so I'm going to go seek the comfort that I have built. And like, I don't know. Do you have you? I mean,
what are you feeling from?
I mean, as opposed to like rituals that we were talking about earlier, like what if you've got like you got like coping mechanisms, what do you do for fall coziness?
Oh, I mean, sure. And I was just thinking, and Paul, I mean, I've been to your place. I know that you probably have a similar thought where you ever like, so, we have these screens, like Alex was saying, on our phones and our TVs, but like, then you also have like the art on your walls, which are sort of like pictures that are sort of like a screen in a way of like some content.
Absolutely, portals to
but
something.
When you're right, but then, but like Paul, I know you've got that sick view. Don't you have like a view of the city a little bit?
Well, it's like it's half and half. So you get like half of it is the water. It's like the bay over by the Verrazano Bridge, which is amazing.
Special.
But then the other half is the BQE.
Right.
The other half is like,
there's a lot of movement there, like a river, like a modern river.
And it does feel very like the sounds are like very much like waves. Occasionally there's a like pull over to the left, pull over to the left.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah. I love that. A babbling brook that starts to honk.
Yeah. So don't you find, Paul, like when you and like Sarah are like talking about decorating, you're like, well, nothing's gonna be like nicer than our view, right? Like, isn't the view probably even more interesting than anything on TV, anything on your phone, right? You just look out and you find this sort of peace.
Yeah, that's very true. And I've always kind of with any kind of view too, I'm like, I need to learn what all the buildings are. I want to like become like a student of like looking out over like a city, like it'd be amazing to be like, yes, this right there was the Art Deco hospital that weirdly enough used to be a jail, classic New York City stuff.
You can see the fort from your house, right? Fort
yes.
Hamilton is
you
like
can
there,
see Fort Hamilton too. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So but I agree with you though. It's like, I feel like, I think real life, Garfield is still looking out at the world right now, which in the fourth panel, breaking the fourth wall, it is an infinite possibility, I think, is maybe what it represents like psychically too, Yeah. How do you feel about paint? I feel like the painting behind you is something that could like, we're talking about red maples, and I feel like you guys have such great art in your home that it like that kind of stuff too, just like it feels like it gives
going back
vibrancy
to your
to
like
Ray.
Not hiding in a cave, but retreating to your green room almost, right? Like you've like set something up that recharges you. And there's nothing wrong with taking time. Like a season of wintering is essential for things to grow and be reborn, right? Like you need to do that. And if you look out and you're like, it's February and it's hailing and the crocuses aren't out yet, what the fuck am I doing trying to like win? Yeah, I've got my view out of the window that I'm like looking out of is it's the same view all the time and it doesn't change very much. I've got the front is great. We look out on the park. It's awesome. But out of my office is my neighbor's backyard. But they have ripped up their backyard like intensely and made a tiny little urban farm. And it is like they are constantly planting and harvesting and plowing and redoing, and it's a really great thing to always be like, yes, season of the harvest is upon us. As these guys like get their like 8 years of corn, and I'm like, I love but like it's got to do something temporarily for them too, right? But it's that great, like, I don't know these people. They're characters to me in a show that I watch out of my office window.
Yeah, Animal Crossing Live for sure.
Yeah,
totally. And those of you listening that don't have a view, maybe you just have a view of a wall. Like I had a bad view, like, or not. There are no bad views. It's the way the light hits it, and
exactly,
and the light changes all day, always. I think there's beauty there, and I think that's what Garfield's seeing, and that's what I'm trying to see. I'm trying to look out the window and go like, no, this is gorgeous, even when it's hailing or like, you know.
There's today. My old professor of mine named David Haskell, who taught where Paul and I went to college.
Oh, cool.
Wrote a book. Damn, I can't remember the title of this book. He's written a bunch
Something
now.
about the forest.
Pulitzer Prize winning author. He's rad. He's a very cool guy. David Haskell, check him out. Friend of the show. Man, now I want to get David on this. He would come be weird.
That would be.
But he went and sat in. He plotted himself out a 3-foot circle in the woods, and he went and sat in it every day for a year for 2 hours, and just
It's a little
experienced that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like around him and watched the view change and sort of documented, like, and that's, I think, really what you're talking about too, right? Like, if all you're looking at is the wall in the shaft way of your weird New York apartment, you can still look at it. And sometimes you look at it and go, it's Monday, it's February, it's hailing. I see what's going on. And what's going on is I'm retreating back to my recharge place. But sometimes you could just watch a bug, do its thing. And like a sunbeam hit a bug, and you're like, that's great.
There's this great book called, I think, Just a View from My Window, maybe, and it's all these celebrities that were charged to like sketch, like do a line drawing of what views they have out their window in New York City. And a lot of them are like David Burns, I think I remember, was like, I love looking at this rooftop because it's full of electricity, and it's just like a bunch of like gnarly generators and like lines, like power lines, just like crossing everywhere. It's like not a stereotypically beautiful view, but David Byrne, of course, is like, this is the electricity that powers the regular people that make trees possible. Or, he's just like, it can be anything. It's limitless. Yeah.
Like you were saying before, Paul, about going up and looking over a city. That is something that I get a lot of pleasure out of, like, especially if I'm visiting a new city, I'm like, what's the tallest? I want to see the whole thing.
Getting literally as high as you can.
Yeah, literally
all the time.
Yeah,
and then seeing it and then feeling, and feeling that.
Especially if the city's built a vantage, like specifically constructed a vantage point for shit like that. I've been to the top of the Empire State Building a bunch of times because I take people. They show up and I'm like, you want to do some iconic, intense shit? Let's go up there.
Have you been recently, Alex? Have you been there?
It's been a couple years since I've been up there.
In the last few years, they opened up a new exhibit that is sort of fun and affordable. It's like you really experience New York 1920s, teens a little bit.
Whoa!
Where you get up there.
I saw a thing literally this morning where you can sit on a beam. What? And they like
eat lunch with a hard hat?
That's 30 Rock. Yeah. That's
it's
so
at 30 Rock. Yeah. They like, you can go and they like swing you out over. I mean, there's like a net and stuff, and it's safe because there's no way they're gonna let people just cosplay as 20s laborers. But yeah. You just go up and like sort of like experience a little bit of that for a minute, and like being up. I got in. Have you ever been up the World Trade Center? The new one, you get in this elevator, and the elevator, like they've turned into part of the attraction. It's LED screens all around it, and it's just like you're shooting up and can like see New York,
right?
Through time, and you can see New York, and so the city is like growing around you as you shoot up in the air. It scared the shit out of me the first time I did it. I was like, no, this is the opposite of what this is supposed to be, a safe little box that like it fools me into not knowing that I'm shooting fucking 850 feet into the air.
So they Tower of Terror that shit?
Yeah, they reverse Tower of Terror it. They shoot you up in the air, and I was like, I'm a human. I'm not supposed to fly like this. You fuckers not know about Icarus? Did you guys not read that one? Like, this is bad.
Well, yeah, it's, what's funny, y'all, is that I consider myself a thrill seeker to a fault. Like sometimes I'm just like, ooh, I could do this thing. And I like, like even when we're hanging out, like I saw you guys Saturday night, I'm like, I want to, live it up. This is Saturday night. I want to be alive, and I want to feel alive. And that's like, but we know we gotta, got another day ahead of us. The next day, you gotta, and I'm not 20 anymore. I've been watching a lot of documentaries about, just speaking of like the hail on this, coincidentally, about people that go hiking on like mountains or volcanoes, and and they're like, the documentary is always like, it's a beautiful town. The community is, they love each other, and it's just something bad is gonna happen, right? It's like there's a volcano is gonna erupt, or there's gonna be an awful avalanche, and the survivors are like on the documentary going like, we had no idea, and like they've got a huge like bruise on their head or something, and they're like, I remember the day, it was pretty scary, but it's so just the idea of going like. And that's something I'd like to do, like seeing a volcano erupt. Brad Stewart, right? Y'all know Brad.
Oh,
He sort of inspired me to do that a year ago when he went, a couple of years ago.
I would love to see a volcano erupt. Do you think that is surrendering to the like forces in a way for me? It's like both like seeking adrenaline and like surrendering to the flow is like being like, okay, nature.
Well, I mean, Garfield's actively looking for it, right? Like we are, like Ray just said, like you're actively seeking it. But like I think there's a part of that too, is that like once you've sought it, once you go to the portal and look, like you have to react appropriately to whatever's going on. And you can't again, he's not fighting it. Like he's not like, I'm going to go outside and make it stop hailing, or I'm going to build something that like allows me to go outside and play in the hail. He's not fucking Calvin and Hobbesing this shit. He's like, all right, I'm going back to bed, man. Like it's nothing to be done out there. And like, I guess if you build your city at the base of a volcano and it erupts, you just have to be like, bound to happen. And,
these were people like in this specific documentary. There were people that like went to the island of the volcano and like climbed it, and like they were like, oh, there's some black smoke coming out, and then it erupted. And oops. But so they're like not even living there. They went.
They just climbed up. They were going on a hike and the mountain blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's
Was this the couple? Was this the like?
Oh no, but
volcanologist couple,
Fire of Love or Love of Fire,
by Werner Herzog or something.
Yeah. No, but that was pretty amazing. That love story.
Yeah,
they were thrill seekers too.
I think approaching that, like, that's the thing that I love about Werner Herzog is that just like approaching the like terror of nature is something that's like in a weird way, kind of calming a little bit. Very much like looking out at the stars in the universe and seeing like something crazy like hail. Hail is insane. Hail is nuts.
Yeah, hail's nuts.
Crazy.
Hail is freaking nuts. It's like ball sized.
Y'all ever seen a tornado?
Yes.
Like just like watched one like roll in or touch down.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have. No.
Bonkers to like be like all of a sudden just be like, oh, the klaxons are going off or whatever, and the radio's telling you to like get under your house. I'm from Tornado Alley, and you just go. I live in a weird Rome, Georgia is named Rome where I'm from because 7 hills and 3 rivers, like the famous one in Italy. And so tornadoes will hop the city all the time, right? They'll come over and they'll essentially fucking Tony Hawk ramp off one of these hills and then like do a fucking Christ air and then like touch down on the other side where, hey, guess what? All the poor people have to live and just wreck shit.
Wow.
But I've like I've looked out of a window and I like watched a like funnel cloud like doing a kickflip over the city and then touching down somewhere else, and it's just you're sort of blown away by the awesome power of nature. And every time, and I tell you what, I was like, I think I'm gonna go back inside. Like I don't know.
I'm gonna go back to bed in my box.
I'm gonna go cover my head up.
I similarly, this kind of relates to in Florida, the hurricanes had this thing where it was passing over like Orlando because it was we caught like Hurricane Andrew
because Mickey and his magics keep them away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it like we were
get out of here, weather.
Get out of here.
This is my land. I'm more powerful than you, Poseidon. You fucker.
He might be. He might be more powerful than
you old bitch. I'm not afraid of your Kraken.
But there's an eye of the storm though, so we experienced the like massive crazy hurricane weather, and then it's just like quiet and green and dark at like 10 a.m. But it's this like it is meditative too, it's like this like calm. It's calm within the storm.
In the words of Brandy Carlisle, you can dance in a hurricane, but only if you're standing in the eye.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was such a great. Did you see that on HBO? She had a
Um,
concert, or they had a concert.
I've seen her live like 20 times.
Oh yeah, what a great show! I just saw
Very
the HBO concert, but yeah, it's such a weird y'all. So we're an interesting trio that drives in New York City, but like I just recently started driving due to the pandemic. Before that, I was like on the city bike, in the subway, running the 20 blocks.
yeah.
And that was sort of a weird, in retrospect, like this world isn't really made, like it's, my body couldn't, I don't think could do that now.
Yeah.
You know,
You got to get in shape for it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have people come from out of town, and I'm in like bad public transport shape now, but you have friends come from out of town, man, and you like take like if you get out in it, you take a couple buses and a couple trains, and you go up and down, and you like look at your friends from Wisconsin, and they're ruined. And you're like, come on, train's not gonna wait. And they're like, what? No.
Yeah. Yeah. And you end up accidentally walking like 14 miles.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Accidentally.
Yeah.
You're as older people too, especially, I feel bad, right?
Yeah.
You can
About
only
killed
do
my
one
dad
thing.
one time. Yeah. And he was like, please, can we take a cab? And I was like, all right, old guy.
If you want to. Yeah.
Coward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very true though.
But there it is. Surrender to that too. You're just like, all right, there's a point where like I can't doesn't seem to be a flow. And if you can't find a flow, get out the river, I guess. Like if you can't get locked in, you know, if you can't, like you're just gonna get smashed up against rocks, right? If you can't figure out how to get in the flow, or rocks are gonna come out of the air, freezing rocks. They're just come pelting you from down, and you're like, okay, all right. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take a minute.
Right.
I'm gonna reassess the flow.
Sleepy time, tea time for me. I'm gonna get my hat like one of those bears and chill.
Yeah. Yes.
I love that. That's good winter energy too.
Yeah.
Very good winter energy of like there's nothing wrong with hibernating.
Yeah.
It is going bear mode is okay. I saw a really good thing the other day that was we're at a time of year where it gets dark and it gets cold and human beings begin to insist that it is bright. All is merry, all is bright. It's okay. And it's a thing that I enjoy all the time too. I really like the idea of like the darkness is coming, so we come together and we light candles against it.
Right.
And this thing was like, you're an animal, and animals this time of year go to fucking bed. And like where people are insisting, they're like, nope, time to party. We're going to have party after party after party. Right. We're going to spend all of our money. We're going to put believe in light in the biggest possible letters we can on the side of Macy's and 34th Street. And we're going to watch movie after movie after movie about, you get out there and you light things up and you go nuts. It's like, no, like go to bed, like go to bed. It'll get light again.
That's interesting, Alex.
The holidays are in like direct opposition to the like rhythm
to the natural. And you know, personally for me, it doesn't end after New Year's. Every one in my family has a birthday like for the next few weeks into February.
Solid.
Every week it's like a major birthday, and it just feels like the party's got to keep happening, or you got to keep doing something.
And then you start manufacturing shit. It's like Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day.
Mardi Gras season.
Please. Yeah, right. Lent. Get something up.
That's so great. I know. The whole month of Mardi Gras.
These Catholic wizards come back with their magics. Oh, nobody's been paying attention to us wizards for a minute. Now, give me your forehead. Let me slap some crap on there. Now quit eating chocolate for 2 months. What is happening?
It's born to be alive.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah.
You're sort of like, it's like expected for you to like, where you have it drilled into you that like YOLO and you thrill seeking and go. And like, I think like what seems to me is that like, if you're saying too, like you're a thrill seeker by nature and you feel like that all this is pounded into you. Like, I think Garfield is literally just telling you it's all right to take a nap.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right to recharge. It's okay to like, self-care is not all. Sometimes self-care is sometimes like big and long, but sometimes it is a goddamn bubble bath. You know?
Yeah, I like
just
that.
just a recharging, as corny as that is,
No, it's not corny.
I want to
I
put that on a piece of wood in the kitchen right there.
there you go.
Yeah.
Get hashtag blessed, baby.
Or in the bathroom.
Yeah, probably the bathroom. That's true.
In the bathroom. I need a rock that says bubble bath time carved
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
Like that I can just look at. Or like
Yeah.
bubble bath? Question mark. And like I
Yeah.
just look at my bubble bath rock and be like,
Yes.
yeah, today would be a good day for one of those.
I love this. I love the idea of us turning our restrooms into like our own beach house. Like, because I feel like or
Yeah.
lake house, right? Usually those are places where people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars just to relax.
Yeah.
We do that in our bathroom.
And you just have like reminders all over the place to say like life is
Chill
better at the
out.
lake. Time to chill.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me until I've had my lake house. Like
Yeah.
Until I've had my
all
Right.
this
And
crap.
you're wearing a Newport shirt, Alex.
That's your ass, dude. It's my happy place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
don't
I go to Newport,
been.
Rhode Island every summer for the Newport Folk Festival.
Do you
I've
drive
seen
up
Brandy
there?
and Carla a bunch of times.
Oh,
Yeah, we
right,
drive
you've
up.
been there too, right, Paul?
Yeah, Paul's been a
Yeah.
couple times.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've gone two times. It's
Oh, no, it's
great.
so fun.
It's also a earth chakra up there. There's a bunch of just good
Some
vibes.
ley
dude.
lines happening.
Ley lines
right?
and stuff. You sit on just like a bunch of good energy. I mean, there's a reason that all these rich dickheads built a really, really nice fishing village there. Is that like, yeah, it's wonderful. The harbor's safe and like
volcano.
sheltering, and like there's good vibes there and good energy, and there's lots of fish in the harbor. Like it was a good place to live. And then they built a big ass fort in the middle of it, and Pete Seeger was like, that's not chill, I'm gonna play banjo in it. And and did.
Y'all drive up there?
Yeah.
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 It's like six hours from New York City.
Yeah, 4.5.
Yeah.
4.5.
Yeah.
It's not
too
bad. New England's not big. We're all close to everything. You zip through Connecticut and you're in Rhode Island. Bing bam boom.
Yeah.
You can take a ferry there if you're real rowdy. You can drive your ass all the way out to Montauk and just hop on a boat, be in like Newport, like really not that long, but
That's interesting.
hard to bring your stuff with you.
Yeah. Well, and then even out to
I gotta bring my whole little bed right with me to Newport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To relax it after a day of having fun. Yeah.
When I was in high school, that was my go-to cigarette during my little cigarette phase.
Newports.
In high school. Yeah.
Oh, so that's the beach house of cigarettes right there.
Well, and like that
Yeah.
was their whole advertisement too, right?
Yeah.
It was just like always 5 sexy people on a boat.
Yeah, in Miami.
Newport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. And they happen to be like the strongest. They're so strong.
So
So
strong.
strong. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just a woman in a like teal and orange one piece with like Wonder Woman arms, ripping a cigarette and sailing a boat with the other hand. And you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
sounds
Joe Campbell's
awesome.
an asshole. I want to hang out with these
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
Campbell's
fuck
just
that
shooting pool.
lonely cowboy. I want to hang out with these rich hot people on a boat.
This sounds like a quick brag, but I was in Berlin a few weeks ago, and
Ooh,
I asked,
nice.
and I wanted it every time I visit like any city that's not America, I always ask.
How
for
high did you get
cigarettes.
physically in Berlin?
I went to the Victoria. There's like a Victoria statue in the middle of a big park, Tiergarten Park, and it's beautiful. Look it up, and you'll see.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful view. So
Cool.
I went up there like one morning by myself, and I was like, whoa, it's trippy. But I asked. I went into one night. I went to a store, bodega, as it were, and I asked for a German cigarettes, and they were like, okay, and they gave me Marlboros.
Ah.
And it's what they smoke in Berlin. Marlboros.
Wow.
Germany, the lonely
Cowboy.
cowboys of Europe.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being here, man. I think this has been a great chat. This has been
Yeah.
really wonderful. Thinking about getting physically and spiritually high, and then also like taking time, man. We're entering a season of cold and dark, and sometimes you don't fight it. Sometimes you light a
Yeah.
candle against it, and you come together, and that's great. But other times, back to bed.
Yeah, well, this has been a cozy retreat, and this has been a sort of surrender when you were like, "Hey, Monday," and I was like, "Oh yeah, let me surrender to the moment, let me accept it."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this could be
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
hell
was,
yeah.
it was. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so
Yeah,
much.
thanks for
I'm
coming
sure I'll
on.
see you all around the holiday. We'll
Oh
do some
yeah,
holiday.
you got plug-in or socials or anything for people to follow you at? We're like nice and relaxed, like get back on the grind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then probably at the end of these shows, we're all like, okay, and I kind of just want to end it, but I'm always like, you Would you like
You
to?
want to? Sure. No, I'm happy to share my persona with Ray the Great Munoz on Instagram. It's mostly just goofing around. It's where I like to feel freely creative. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm just trying to bring joy to the world.
There you go. Yeah, baby.
Little things.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah.
But,
Hell yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
The show's friends at Mystic Lasagna, of course, and I'm at R. Alex Murray, all of the internet. Paul's at.
I'm at Pashy, Missing Sock Network.
Yeah. Watch the rest of the shows. Watch the Space Child's Play popping back on. We've got an episode dropping Wednesday, and we're going to be back full swing of it in the new year. Becca After Dark's threatening to come back, so the whole network is about to reawaken after a season of wintering in our lull beds. Yeah, thanks so much for being here. Let's see. Until next time, don't fight the weather.
Ooh, yeah. Find the right flow.
You are the flow. You are the weather.
Yes.
Lasagnaste.
I like that. 2 L's and then a box like a lasagna pan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. And Ray has introduced lasagna hand jiving.
Yes.
See you next week, friends. Missing sock.
Oh, there it is.